Greetings! Welcome to another episode of Trying to Make 4-3-3-5 work, the series where we take a formation and, in this case, we started with a 4-3-3 fifth variation, and episode by episode, we track all the stats that we think are relevant. So if you're curious about that, definitely check out episode 1 or just keep watching it now from episode 3, I believe. And based on those stats, on the next episode, we change instructions / tactics. As usual, this is the team that we've been using so far throughout in the series. I'm going to try and keep the team more or less the same on my second account every time we do a new formation, so I can't really change it until that formation is done. I feel like that keeps everything sort of the same. Obviously, I'm not really playing much on this account anyway, so it's hard to change or upgrade, seeing as Badger is my only tradable player here. Yes, I have been blessed with my Reds on my second account that doesn't play beyond Gold 3, so go figure. But anyways, based off of last week's, you might be wondering, what did we end up changing? Well, I'll be showing you right here. We're still on balance 5-5, because I feel like first, like I said last time, I need to make my instructions absolutely perfect. And so in terms of our fullbacks, we kept balanced because we still didn't really need or feel the need to put this on stay back while attacking just yet. Getting forward is something that's never going to happen because I feel like it's overkill, but definitely keep in balance. I might try stay back soon because at the end of the day, I'm not really getting the return I'd like. But then again, like I said, even though we track goal contributions, sometimes the pass before the pass never gets counted in goal contributions. So maybe them being in balance is helping me more than I think. Center backs untouched, goalkeepers untouched as usual. And for this episode, what we did is we still have the CDM on stay back while attacking. Everything else is balanced. I saw a couple comments on the cover wing / cover center. For now, we haven't touched it, but maybe soon we shall. Now, the right center mid is now on get forward and on free roam. So compared to last episode, we just added the free roam onto it. The reason we did this is just because I was like, okay, we need more involvement, right? In the second episode, we had more shots taken, more goals scored in general, contributions in general, but not enough. And that was weird because in the first episode, our right center mid went crazy without a get forward. But I wanted to keep the get forward, so we we added free roam on top of that. Our left center mid, everything is balanced so far, although I was thinking, what if I did stay back while attacking on him, but maybe it's unnecessary. Now, as you guys will know, last episode we put cut inside to get the left winger more involved, and that ended up working. The problem is, as you know, the right winger then kind of became a little bit the neglected child of the formation, so this episode we put cut inside on him as well. So I guess in FIFA, it just makes sense to have both wingers do something, or maybe it's not, but maybe just for my playstyle, and so that's why I've been enjoying it. And then for this episode, on the center forward, I said I wouldn't change him, and I lied. Obviously, he's been phenomenal in every single episode with default instruction, but I figured it's the 4-3-3 fifth variation, aka it's the 4-3-3 with a false 9. So why not put the false 9 instruction on the false 9, the center forward? And so we did that. And let me tell you, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. So now let's get into the stats. Now, in the last episode, we almost went undefeated. Well, actually, we had a comment say that actually we did go undefeated because we had 6 wins, 1 draw. But you know how we are. We're crazy, right? For us, a draw is a loss. So I guess no, we did go undefeated last episode, and I guess we did go undefeated this episode as well, if you look at it that way. But we actually only won 4 games, and we drew 3 of those games. So now we might be thinking, oh no, Stallion, we took a step back. But hear me out. I don't think I did take a step back because I've been tracking, like you guys know, on top of my scores, win, loss, draws, shots taken, goals scored, shots conceded, goals conceded, and not only the opponent's formation, but I've also been tracking the opponent's skill rating, and this time I think we had the hardest skill rating. Now, I'm at around close to 2300 skill rating, and I've been going up and up and up, and you might be thinking it's normal that you're facing players higher and higher, but that's not really the case. The way that matchmaking works this year in Division Rivals is that once you reach 2000 or something, whether you're 1900 or 2600, you're kind of all in the same pool, so it's kind of random. This time around, we faced the most 2200 and above players than ever. That's sort of the highest caliber players. Actually, our first episode was mostly 1900s. Our second episode was mostly 2000s, and now this episode it was not mostly 2200, but we had three of them, one of which was actually a verified player. So it's nice not to lose, considering that it's not my main team, and my defense with Militao and Nacho, you really feel the difference when you use players like those as opposed to players like Varane on my main account. But nonetheless, I'm still happy with it because of the goal contributions that we'll get to in a minute. But in total, we ended up scoring 32 goals, which is 4 more goals than last time. And that's really all I care about. Goals, shots taken, all that good stuff. And we also, unfortunately, conceded 16 goals, which is 8 more than last time. Not really happy with that. I think part of that I'm going to blame on me not really playing as well today. That just was an external variable that it's just going to happen. But overall, I also feel like that soon we're going to have to tinker with defensive width. I think the 4-3-3, because we do not have a game with second man press, is not a game or it's not a formation that you want to defend with around your box. You kind of want to put as much pressure as possible as soon as possible after you lose the ball and defend in your opponent's half and as high as possible. You only have that one CDM. Your 2 CMs become irrelevant most of the time without second man press. It's a shame. But it is what it is. So I think in the long run, I'm going to predict that a higher depth is going to make this feel a lot better, but we'll have to tinker with low depth, high depth, and see where that goes. And also maybe stay back on the left center mid and cover center on the CDM. That's something to keep in mind of. But first, I just want to get the attack nice and locked in. Now, in terms of shot taken, we took 56 shots, which is 4 less than last time. But overall, I'm not too concerned because it's a small change, and also we did have a rage quit, but we also had 2 rage quits last time. I saw some comments saying we should extrapolate the shots for rage quits, but for now we're gonna keep them as is. And also we conceded a whopping 45 shots, which is 21 more than last time. Again, some weird things happening today. I couldn't defend today. I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't do it. Wasn't playing too well when I used these players, tactics, instructions, informations. So I'm going to pin it down mostly to Nacho Fernandez and Militao. But all in all, I was quite satisfied with the goal contributions and goals scored. Still would want more, but let's take a closer look. So our center forward had 19 goal contributions, which is 1 more than last time. So we keep adding. So we added the false 9 instruction. Even though he was dropping deeper in, we still got more out of him. So that's great because I was worried we would get less out of him with him dropping down, but that didn't end up happening. And what's great is that him dropping down created more of a diversity because he doesn't always drop down with a false 9 instruction, but it kind of also opened up more spaces, and everyone else scored a lot as well, a lot more, as you'll see right now, because our left winger, the man who was the neglected child in the first episode with only 2 goal contributions, keeps going up, and he had 9 goal contributions. So that's 4 more compared to last episode. Even though we changed nothing, he's still uncut inside. The only difference is that the right winger is now also uncutting inside. And speaking of the right winger, this episode, he had 14 goal contributions. All right. That goes to show you how, stats change. 7 games might not be enough, but for time's sake, we're going to have to keep it like this, 7 per episode. Just works out best for me so that I don't have to spend 50 hours per episode. But yeah, 14 goal contributions on the right winger. That's 9 more than last episode. These are the numbers we want to see because if you can't make use of right wingers and left wingers in FIFA, then the 4-3-3 is useless. You got 2 attackers completely out of the way. Even more than this would be great. So I think next episode, perhaps just for experiment's sake, we test out a couple more things. Perhaps free roam on both and see which one's better. Is free roam on both better, or is cutting inside both on better? I don't think that stay wide would be better in either of them, because I think we just, FIFA's a game where the middle of the pitch is just the most important. Even on cut inside, they're quite wide enough where you feel the width. So I think it's either going to be free roam or cutting inside that takes the cake. Now, our left center mid had 8 goal contributions. That's 3 more than last episode. Fine with me. Nothing crazy, but we don't need him to do anything crazy. He could have had more, but De Jong's finishing isn't phenomenal. Our right center mid had 14 goal contributions. After a drop last episode, he had 3 more this episode thanks to the free roam instruction, thanks to maybe Baggio being on false 9, which meant Joao had more responsibility up top to cover spaces, which Baggio left open. Who knows? But so far that dynamic is proving to be good, both for the center forward and the right center mid, which if you've been following along, are the 2 most important roles for us here today. Now the CDM had 1 goal contribution, which is 2 less than last time. Absolutely nothing wrong with this. The less the better. Like, if you want to contribute, Alan, that's fine by me, but you're not the main man. This is not what you're here to do. You're here to break up the play. And finally, we have the left back and the right back. Now, the left back had 0 contributions, which is -2 compared to last episode. And then the right back had 1 goal contribution, which is 2 less than last episode. So less action from the fullbacks. But again, I'm not too concerned with it, which is why I think also next episode, we will try stay back while attacking. And if not next episode, the one after that. I think next episode, we keep everything as is, to really hone in on the free roam instructions on the wingers and really understand what the difference is between that and cutting inside from a statistics point of view. How will that impact our offense? And then after that, we'll know which one we prefer, free roam or cutting inside. And that's when we'll be like, all right, we got our offensive stuff down. Let's try more defensive stuff. And that's where we'll probably end in terms of the instructions. And test out stay back while attacking on the left back and right back, and determine once and for all if it's worth having them unbalanced, because so far it's really hard to tell statistically, right? Like I said, the pass before the pass never gets counted. One more thing is that after all that is done, that's when we'll finally move on to mentalities. Once we have our instructions down, we're going to move on and look at possession, long ball, and fast build up, and see how our returns change considering our instructions on those things, and maybe even with players in the box, etc, etc. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what your thoughts are down below, and of course keep following the channel, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We got top 100 in the world rewards coming out soon from our past weekend league, probably coming out tomorrow. And have a great day, guys. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.